Hi, my name is Beth Zurkowski, and I wrote this story a while ago. It's very short. It's called The Date. It's about a brownie and a sprite meeting in the woods for the first time. So here it is, The Date. Colleen squirmed impatiently in her brown and green leaves as she sat on an oak tree mushroom waiting for her blind date, Gwen the sprite. She knew a brownie should be patient and give Gwen a chance. After all, her best pixie friend, Sabra, said he was a great guy. Colleen gently pressed her wingless back up against the trunk's bark, tapped her teeth, and looked about the wooded area. If only Sabra described what Gwen looked like. She listened to the last of the crickets in among the dead leaves and the crows cawing above in the treetops. She watched the red and orange leaves fall to the cold ground, and time seemed to drag even more. She tossed sunflower seeds on the earth to the black-capped chickadees and blue jays and watched them peck earnestly. Why did I decide to do this? I should be guarding the baby rabbits from hungry squirrels. Who knows if Sabra remembers to do it or is vigilant? The sun felt hot, but the wind was cold. They should be warm enough in their furry nest, Colleen thought. She shoved her long auburn hair out of her green eyes. This guy Gwen probably won't like me. They never do. I always manage to turn guys off. Suddenly an orange blur ran past, skidding in the pine needles and tan-colored leaves. Most of the birds took off into the blue sky, and Ginger Tabby held a blue jay between its paws. The cat ruffled up the bird's feathers to get a great long whiff, then nudged it with his nose to get the bird to move. The bird was so tightly gripped to get away. Colleen hesitated, taking a deep breath. Her heart was in her throat. The brownie turned invisible and hopped off the mushroom. As she tiptoed closer to the red menace, a leaf went crunch. Oh no, any minute that cat will slink away with that bird and that will be the end, Colleen thought. Hi ho, anyone here? Colleen? Gwen arrived. His green, wavy, massive head of hair blue in the breeze, and his big belly jostled as a hummingbird he rode strived to keep him up. He was going over hills and into valleys of air as he flew. He obviously didn't notice the cat as he jumped off his hummingbird steed and sat to wait on the same mushroom Colleen had sat upon previously. Colleen noticed she had been gritting her teeth, hoping the cat would not run away with the bird. Gwen started to whistle a tune as he waited for his date. The cat slowly turned its head in the direction of Gwen, spitting out feathers as he did so. Then he picked up the bird and trotted through the trees. Colleen made herself visible and turned toward Gwen. Now look what you did! Colleen screamed, pointing at the cat's exit. Gwen jumped and spied Colleen for the first time. His eyes became wide. He regained his composure and said, Why didn't you say so? He brandished his needle sword into the air and called for his steed. The hummingbird arrived, and Gwen took his seat on his back, commanding the bird to follow the cat. The sprite was away in a blur of color, and Colleen was left to wonder if he would indeed save the blue jay. Suddenly, Colleen heard a cat yowl, the branches break, and the leaves scatter and crunch. She heard the fairy war cry as Gwen chased the cat toward Colleen. She turned invisible and grabbed a branch on the ground in front of her. The branch also turned invisible, and she held it out. The cat ran into the branch and bowled over head over heels. It let the blue jay go and stared at the bird with big eyes, then took off into the underbush. Colleen turned visible and approached the blue jay. The bird just lay still on the ground. Good, he's still breathing, Colleen said. She found he was torn up, but she could mend the cuts around the bird's neck easily. Gwen and Colleen used herbs to cleanse the wounds and a bit of magic to heal the cuts. The blue jay stayed in the tree above all night, singing to the two fairies. Gwen found a slightly fermented watermelon, which they drank the juice in acorn cups. Colleen found some pumpkin seeds to munch on, and they chatted on, listening to the blue jay music, and watched the sunset disappear beneath the horizon. Okay, that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and share and subscribe. Alright, thanks. Bye.